At least 100 North Korean soldiers have been killed in fighting in the Ukraine war since entering combat on the Russian side earlier this month, a South Korean MP has said. Lee Sung-kwon, speaking to reporters after parliament was briefed by the country's National Intelligence Service, said another 1,000 had been injured. He said the casualties included high-ranking officials, and could be explained by the troops' lack of familiarity with the terrain, and with drone warfare. The North Korean troops, none of whom will have any previous combat experience, are believed to have spent their first weeks in Russia in training and then in support roles. The casualties are thought to have occurred in Russia's Kursk region, where Ukrainians are defending a small area of territory captured during a surprise incursion in August. A couple hundred North Korean soldiers who joined Russian troops in the war with Ukraine were wounded or killed in the Kursk region, the Associated Press reported, citing an unnamed senior military official. According to him, the DPRK military suffered heavy losses due to a lack of combat experience. The first official U.S. report on North Korean military losses was made by Pentagon spokesman Patrick Ryder on December 16. According to him, North Korean soldiers began fighting a week earlier, operating in joint operations with the Russian armed forces and independently. However, Ryder also did not have precise data on North Korean losses. Volodymyr Zelensky stated that the Ukrainian military and special services are currently finding out full information about the real losses of Russian units, in which Koreans are also involved. As casualties among North Korean soldiers fighting in Kursk region are increasing, Russia is sending hundreds of Pyongyang soldiers to hospitals in Moscow region. According to an audio recording obtained by Ukraine's SBU security service, over 200 injured North Korean soldiers have been brought to Moscow. In its official Telegram channel, the SBU has published a phone conversation between a Moscow hospital nurse and an unknown man. In the audio, the nurse of one of the hospitals revealed that over 200 North Korean troops have been brought to Moscow in trains, around 100 soldiers yesterday and 120 today. The nurse complained that the North Koreans were given special treatment in the hospital and allocated special rooms. She also spoke about the difficulty communicating with North Koreans due to the language barrier. The recording emerged a day after Ukraine revealed on Tuesday that over 100 North Korean soldiers fighting alongside Russians were hospitalized in Russia's Kursk region in the past few days. In addition, the 8th Division of the Ukrainian Armed Forces Special Operations Forces claimed that 50 North Korean servicemen have been killed and 47 others were injured in the hostilities in the past few days.
Это положили, слышишь, что? Положили корейцев к нам в госпиталь.
Ты мне говорила.
Ну, я тебе говорила, что должны положить. Положили. Положили. Сегодня за Курским я бортом еду. 120 человек в поезде. Лариса мне говорит, как ты поймешь, что им надо бейсбол делать? Я говорю, никак, блядь. Орать будут, значит и болит, блядь. Как я...
Ну да.
Что, элитные, что ли, они, эти корейцы? Освобождаем для них какие-то определенные палаты, блядь, и чё? Они что, у нас такие прям привилегированные, что ли?
Ну, импортные.
Импортные, блин, да мне похеру, какие они импортные, не импортные. Мне ребята ржут, говорят, Настя, как ты? Они будут тебе говорить, сделай бейсбол, а ты чё? Я говорю, а я им скажу, иди нахер. Я не понимаю, что ты мне говоришь. Вообще, по-русски ноль. Мы через переводчик с ними, и они мне что-то говорят, он переводит, этот переводчик не так, как пипец. Все на одну рожу. Как мы с ними будем различать их, я не знаю. Я говорю, маркером на лбу им надо писать, блядь. Их всех одели в те цвета, какого цвета нам выделено в госпиталь.
Теперь по цветам их различаем.
Ну какая разница, они-то в госпиталь приедут все голубого цвета, как мы их будем отличать-то, блядь? У них на руках на этой стяжке номерки еще приклеены. Блядь, пипец какой-то, зоопарк вообще. Я говорю, скоро даже не с кем поразговаривать будет. Они будут в Тарабарском там что бубнить. Дурдом. На английском с ними запрещено разговаривать. Потому что, типа, они же северные корейцы, они типа с нами, а южные, они типа с Америкой. На английском запрещено, чтобы они разговаривали, и мы им что-то на английском говорили. Это же пипец, дурдом какой-то. Считай, вчера поезд был. Тоже, да, примерно около 100 человек. Сегодня еще 120, это уже 200. А сколько их еще там, одному Богу известно.
North Korean troops stationed in Russia's Kursk region have already suffered significant losses in clashes with Ukrainian troops. According to Bloomberg, American officials say the losses are in the hundreds among all ranks of the North Korean forces. Nearly all ranks of North Korean troops suffered casualties as the Ukrainians successfully attacked the command and control centers of their new enemy. Bloomberg writes, citing a statement from US officials. However, officials did not provide specific figures for those missing, killed or wounded, nor did they say whether some of them would be able to return to duty. In their opinion, Ukrainian troops will most likely be able to hold out in the Kursk region for at least a few more months, but it will not be easy. They also note that although the DPRK military is a special operations force, it had not yet been involved in combat before arriving in Russia, which could explain the level of losses. The North Korean military, which the Russian Federation is using in the war against Ukraine, have changed their assault tactics in the Kursk region. Ukrainian Armed Forces serviceman and political scientist Kirill Sazonov spoke about the key changes, as he noted on air at Channel 24. If earlier the North Koreans went to the positions of the defense forces 1 to 2 soldiers at a time, now they go in dozens, 30 to 50 people at a time. This makes them an excellent target for the Ukrainian defenders. According to Sazonov, the DPRK military is used by the Russians during meat assaults, and it is the North Korean soldiers who go first. The Russians, on the other hand, search for the positions of Ukrainian troops with the help of drones, strike them, and then send more professional attack aircraft there. He noted that prisoners once performed such a task in the occupation army. The military added that North Korean fighters are well trained physically. However, they fight the same way as the Russians did in 2022 without drones and barrages. Understanding that Ukrainian troops would not waste a shell or a mine worth 5,000 hryvnia on one occupier, the enemy tried to approach the positions of the defense forces 1 or 2 at a time and gather there. The most we can do is throw a grenade from a drone or have a sniper or machine gunner do the work. They are gathering and already here they are starting to storm, says Sazonov. However, in the last 3 to 4 days, the tactics of the DPRK fighters have changed. And now, not 8 to 10 soldiers, but about 30 to 50 are participating in the assaults. Moreover, they are pushing the Ukrainian military positions in a column. This is an excellent target for our guys, who have been fighting for a long time. They put down all of them. The Russians have long since abandoned such tactics, but these guys are climbing, the political scientist emphasized.